Hi VC, it's Aaron with the Alamere. Today I'm counting down my top 60 records of 1988. So these are the 60 records that I own in one form or another on some kind of physical media from 1988. It's just my list of what I like. It's just a great year. I thought 1987 was the hardest year I had to pick. This was harder. This 1988, I was 18 years old, graduated high school, and it's the prime time for my music. I was really into the heavy hard rock metal at that time, and it's still my favorite music because of that. So the years 1988 through 1992 are like my favorite 5 years of music. You know, I love the stuff before, the stuff after, but that's like the prime years for me. And you know, when I go through these lists, and what I do is I write down all the records I have from that year. I pull them, and then I make 3 stacks. One stack is like, this is an all-time classic, one of my very favorites. The next stack is I love this record, but it's not quite as good as those. And then the records are still good, but not my favorites. So over half of this list was in my half of my records were in my first stack of just my all-time classics. It went up to like into the 40s. I couldn't believe it, and I had to weed through those to try to figure out the order. And it was really hard. And going back and listening to a bunch of them, things have changed a bit, but it was pretty much set to where I thought it would be. But the whole 60 is all stuff I love. Every record on here is great. So if your favorites are like pretty low on the list, I still love that. It's not that I don't like it. It's just, this is just my list. And a lot of records I didn't have from this year, I couldn't put on because I don't have them. For example, Halloween Keeper, the 7 Keys Part 2, I don't have, so I couldn't include it. There's a bunch like that. So if they're not on here, either I don't have it, or that's probably what happened, is I just don't own it. So I'm gonna get started here, and I've got 1 CD, 2 cassettes, the rest is vinyl. And I will start with number 60. This is a band called Roxanne. Really good, like glam metal, killer stuff here. Really good hard rocking stuff. And I really love this record. I used to have it on cassette back a long time ago, so I knew it before I got it on vinyl, and it's really good. Just every song. Sweet Maria is really good. Cherry Bay, killer album here. At number 59, I've got Hades with If At First You Don't Succeed. And Hades is a really good band. They're like kind of on the thrash side, not quite thrash, but like heavy metal, almost thrash. And there's 2 members of this band, the singer and the guitarist, that went on to form one of my favorite bands called Nonfiction. So this has a very Nonfiction sound to it, but it's just a little speedier. Nonfiction was a little more alternative, experimental, prog type. And this is really good. I love this. Hades. Great stuff there. At number 58, I've got Shock Paris with Concrete Killers. Another really good hard rocking album. This is a great band with a great record here. I got a couple albums of them, and this is a really good one. It's, you know, every song's good on it. Great heavy metal here. At number 57, number 57, I've got my first cassette here. I got a little mixed because of the cassettes. And this is House of Lords debut. Really good album. Greg Giuffria is in this band from Giuffria and Angel. You got Craig Goldie, who went on to be in Dio. Really good stuff here. You know, I Want to Be Loved was a big hit single for him. Slip of the Tongue, you know, Love Don't Lie. Really good. Gene Simmons produced it. It's on his record label, Simmons Records, with the money bag right there if you can see it. Simmons Records. And this is a really good album. Really like it a lot. House of Lords. At number 56, I've got a hardcore punk band, Bullet La Volta. And this is obviously from a record station. There's a call sign. And it's a really good, heavy, hardcore punk. Good stuff here. Really love this record. It's an EP. At number 55, got a super group, the Traveling Wilburys, Volume 1. Just an amazing band. This is a great album. You know, End of the Line's on here, Handle with Care. It's amazing all the way through. Of course, it's got Bob Dylan, Jeff Lynne, Tom Petty, Roy Orbison, and George Harrison. With those musicians, there's no way to make a bad record. It's an amazing album. Amazing stuff here. Traveling Wilburys. At number 54, I've got Take It or Leave It from Vengeance. Really good, hard rockin', kind of glam hair metal, if you'd call it, but with a heavier edge. Really killer record. This grows on me every time I hear it. I really love it. The song Rock and Roll Shower is really good, but it's a really good, solid record all the way through. Really good stuff here. Vengeance. Number 53. This is an alternative band, Jane's Addiction, with Nothing Shocking. It's a gold stamp promo, original pressing. Really good record. Yeah, look how young Dave Navarro looks there. Hardly even looks like him. But yeah, this is a really good record. Of course, it's got the Mountain Song. Jane Says. Really good stuff here. Yeah, it's a classic for a reason. At number 52, my other cassette I had in here, and my good buddy Cosmic Brian was playing this on one of his videos, and as soon as the first note came on, I knew exactly what he was playing, because I've had this cassette since it came out. This is Jet Boy with Feel the Shake. Really good album. That title song alone is worth having it for, but this is a solid album all the way through. Some Jet Boy, and I need to find this on vinyl. I will eventually. Always looking for it, but just hasn't turned up. But really good stuff here. At number 51, my only CD in this. I don't have it on vinyl. I know it's being reissued soon, so I'll try to get that if I can. But this is the debut from Winger. Winger is such an underrated band. They have such, really killer musicians. Reb Beach is a guitarist. The drummer, Rob Morgenstein, was from the Dixie Dregs, the jazz fusion band. And this is a great record. I mean, Headed for a Heartbreak is all right. I don't really care for the version of Purple Haze on here. I mean, it's all right. But, Madeleine is great. This whole album rocks. The song 17, if they were to release that today, they wouldn't be able to do that. They'd probably have to change it to 70 instead of 17 and, sing it that way. But other than that, it's a great record. Killer stuff there. At number 50, great musicians here. King Diamond with Them. And the musicianship on this just blows me away. My good friend Ken Squires gave me this record. And it's a really good, solid record. Of course, his unique, King Diamond's unique vocal style. And really solid record. I think I like Abigail a little bit better than this one, but this is a really good follow-up. And I think there's a second part of that trilogy. Really good stuff here. Killer album. At number 49, one of my 4 or 5 non-hard rock metal records in this. This is a hard rockin' record, though. It's not hard rock, though. This is Cheap Trick with Lap of Luxury. Really good album. I remember I heard this a million times when it was out because my mom had the cassette. We'd hear it in the car all the time. It's got The Flame. The Flame is just such an amazing song. They do their version of Don't Be Cruel on here, but this is solid all the way through. Probably my second favorite Cheap Trick record after the first. Really love this album. Very underrated for them. Number 48, I've got Downtown Dreamers from Masi. Masi is a great band. Alex Masi, the lead guitarist, an Italian guitarist, is amazing, and this is a solid metal record. God Promised a Paradise was the single from this, and I really love that song, but this whole album is really solid. Great album. Killer musicianship. Kind of on the hair metal side, but a little bit on the guitar, God, whatever you call it, side too. Really good stuff here, Masi. Number 47, I've got God, Guns, and Guts by Agony Column. And this is a great metal record. Just straightforward, in-your-face metal. Great stuff here. Love this whole album. It's just, if you want to just listen to this straightforward metal, listen to this. It's amazing. Love this album. Yeah, every song's good on it too. It's just a relentless heavy metal record. Great stuff. Agony Column. Number 46, the debut from Lillian Axe. Great band. Kind of on the glam metal side, but they're really good. I really love this. I prefer the second record to this, but this is really good too. Dream of a Lifetime and Nobody Knows. Really, pretty big singles. I could use a better copy. It's a little bit worn, but it's a great record, and I love Lillian Axe. Great band. Number 45, and this is how good this year is. This album is only at 45, and I like this record a lot. This is Ram It Down from Judas Priest, and very underrated record from them, really. I think this is a good, solid rockin' record. The songs like I'm a Rocker and Love Zone, heavy metal, Hard as Iron, Love You to Death. The only weak part of this album, I think, is the cover of Johnny Be Good. I'm really weird with covers. I either love them and I think they're better than the original, or I think they should have never did them. And a few of these albums from this year had covers that were a little weak. But this album's solid. I saw them on tour for this record, and it was a really good concert, and I will talk about that a little more because the opening band was also in this list. So, really good album here. Okay, at number 44, I got another heavy hitter. Savage Amusement from Scorpions. Really great record. I mean, I don't like this quite as well as their preceding records. I love their 70s records the best. And then, like, you know, Blackout, Love at First Sting, I think are a little more solid than this. But it's a good, solid record. One of their last really good, solid all the way through. Rhythm of Love, Believe in Love. It's a love record. Don't Stop at the Top. Really good stuff here. Scorpions, Savage Amusement. Number 43, and this is a really interesting band. This is Take the World by Storm by Slave Raider. And Slave Raider is really unique. They almost remind me of Zodiac Mind Warp and the Love Reaction. Who would have been on this if I had that record, but I don't own it. But this is a really good record. You know, Make Some Noise is a great song. Backstabbing. Really good all the way through. It's cool they have 2 female members and 3 male members. And the singer here, pretty cool singer. Really good. Chainsaw Kane. Really good album. I like Slave Raider a lot. Really solid. Number 42, another great heavy hitting record. Lita by Lita Ford. And this album is great. Kiss Me Deadly, of course, is the big hit. But, you know, stuff like Back to the Cave, Under the Gun, Can't Touch Me. Some of the best stuff she ever did. Really hard rocking in parts. Killer record. I love this. So, Lita Ford. It's hard to believe that was so low. It's just this year had so many great records. And, you know, even that is a high number for this year. So, okay, at number 41, I got the debut from Kingdom Come. Another great record. I love this one, too. Of course, they were compared to Led Zeppelin, but I think they really had their own sound. They just had a little bit of a similarity, but they're a little more hard rocking. You know, Get It On is great. What Love Can Be is an amazing ballad. Great band, a little underrated. I wish I had more by them. I used to have a couple more of them on cassette, but I don't own them anymore. But this is a great record here. Number 40, Open Up and Say Ah from Poison. Some people's favorite by them. And it's a good, solid record. I mean, it's got Every Rose Has Its Thorn on it, Nothing But a Good Time. And, you know, but the deep tracks are what's good on here. Love on the Rocks and Look But You Can't Touch. Fallen Angels, another big hit. Tearing Down the Walls, Good Love. The only weak point, again, is the cover song on this, Your Mama Don't Dance. I don't really care for how Poison does cover songs. I like their originals fine. But for some reason, I just don't like how they do their cover songs. So otherwise, it'd be a little higher, probably. Good, solid record, though. Number 39. This is a good rockin' album here. Animal House from Udo, of course, Udo Dirk Schneider. And this could have been an Accept record. I mean, with his voice, it just makes it very Accept-like, and I love Accept, and this is a great album. I love this record. Solid, heavy, just Udo. Udo at his best. He's a great singer, great album. Okay, number 39. No? Oh, 38. Kings of Metal from Manowar. This is another really good album. I heard the hell out of this when it was out. I had a friend that was obsessed with it, so he'd play it constantly, like you said, of it. And I really like the Sting of the Bumblebee. That's a really great one. Hail and Kill, one of my favorite songs by them. Great album. Love this. Manowar, Kings of Metal. Number 37, QR, Quiet Riot. And this was after Kevin DuBrow, and they brought in Paul Shortino. And instead of Rudy Sarzo, they have, I believe his name is Sean McNabb. And so it's, you know, they still got Carlos Cavazzo, Frankie Banali. And this is an amazing record. It's not really, it doesn't really sound like Quiet Riot. It doesn't sound like Rough Cut, where Paul Shortino was from. It's kind of its own thing, and it's really good. I really love this album. I think it's very underrated. Don't Want to Be Your Fool is great. Run to You, Calling the Shots. Great album. I love this. And the singer, Paul Shortino, one of the best singers of the 80s. He was just so good. Great album. Okay, at number 36, I have an EP. And this EP is called FOPP, F-O-P-P, from Soundgarden. And it's 4 songs, and it's just amazing. FOPP was a cover song they did. They got a couple different mixes on here. And also Kingdom of Come and Swallow My Pride. And Swallow My Pride is an amazing song. This is the beginnings of Soundgarden. They had one EP before this, but this is so good. I love Fop. There's the label there. Fop and Rock. Man, it's so good. Fop. Okay, at number 35, I got a double live record, and this is a really great record. I wanted to put this in my top 20, but I just didn't quite make it. This is Beast from the East from Dokken. Of course, George Lynch is one of my favorite guitarists of all time. I love George Lynch. He's in my top 5 guitarists ever. That's how much I like him. Really solid record. It's got all their big stuff on here. Mr. Scary's amazing on it. You know, it's just amazing. Great double live record. Love Dokken. Okay, at number 34, got some Skyscraper by David Lee Roth. Follow up to Eat 'Em and Smile, and this one's not quite as good, but it's still got some great stuff. Steve Vai is still there, Billy Sheehan, Greg Bissonette, amazing band. He always had amazing musicians with him. And, you know, my favorites, you know, just like Paradise and Stand Up, those are both great songs. My favorite stuff from here is like Hot Dog and a Shake, The Bottom Line, Knuckle Bones, Damn Good. I mean, that's a great record. Skyscraper from David Lee Roth. Love it. Number 33, New Jersey from Bon Jovi. Man, this is a good, solid record too. Bad Medicine, Lay Your Hands on Me, Living in Sin, you know, I'll Be There for You, 99 in the Shade, Love for Some. Great album. I love Bon Jovi, especially the first 4 or 5 records he did are just. I really was into Bon Jovi when I was early teens, mid-teens, and this is the last one that I was really heavily into, and Keep the Faith I was a little, but this is the last one that I was just totally nuts over. Really good record. Love it. Number 32, one of my favorite bands. This is an EP, 5+1 from Fraley's Comet, and this is killer. It's just got, you know, 5 songs on it, but they're amazing. Ace Frehley's band is really good, rocking on this. Had Anton Fig on the drums, so that made it really good. Got Rip It Out and Break Out, and then Something Moved, and a really killer live version of Rocket Ride. And then the +1 is Words Are Not Enough, which is a studio song. It's a really good studio song from Ace. Really good album here. Live +1. And number 31, and this album keeps creeping and creeping up my list. I just got it I got it last summer in a big metal haul I got, and I listened to it probably a dozen times already. It's so good. This is Act of God by Snow White, and really good band with a female fronted, really killer vocalist, really heavy, bordering on thrash, killer record. Love this album. Snow White, Act of God, number 31. So now I'm into my top 30, and man, this is a good record. Very underrated. Demals. And pretty cool cover, look at that. You got the, I love the covers like that. But this is really good. They're kind of like a little bit heavier, sleazier version of Poison. But they're not quite like them, but I mean, from the looks, I mean, really good album. I love this. The 777, All I Want, Supersonic, great stuff. Destroy, you know, I like this whole album. Action, Dress to Thrill, really great stuff here. If you're into the glam metal at all, you'll love this. Demals. And from the glam metal, I go to like biker hard rock with number 29, Circus of Power's debut. And this is a great record. You know, Motor, such a good song. Every song on this is good. I love this album. Call of the Wild, Backseat Mama Machine. Great album. Debut by Circus of Power. Really good, underrated band. Okay, number 28. This is a killer record. Killer heavy metal, just straightforward metal. Malaya Rage with Kill to Survive. Love this record. Every time I hear it, I like it more. It's just amazing, just straightforward, in-your-face metal. Every song's good. Love this stuff. Malaya Rage. Number 27. Blow My Fuse from Kix. Another great one. This is probably their biggest selling record. Of course, it had Cold Blood, which was all over MTV. You know, you couldn't go anywhere without seeing that video. Don't Close Your Eyes, a great ballads on here, but this is just great all the way through. The song Blow My Fuse, I've always been one of my favorite songs by them. Love it. You know, Get It While It's Hot, No Ring Around Rosie. Amazing, amazing. I love Kix. Great, great band. Okay, at number 26, Long Cold Winter from Cinderella. And Cinderella was supposed to open up for the Judas Priest concert I saw, but they canceled, so a band coming up later actually filled in for them, which is pretty cool. But this is a great record. I love this album. I don't like it as well as Night Songs or Heartbreak Station, but this is a great record. Of course, Gypsy Road, The Last Mile, Coming Home. My favorite songs in here are stuff like Take Me Back and Fire and Ice. You know, Don't Know What You Got Till You Got. I can't leave that one out. The great ballad. Just a great record. Love it. The song Long Cold Winter is a great bluesy, slow bluesy song. So good. Love that. Love this album. Killer stuff. Okay, number 25. Refuge Denied. Sanctuary. Killer thrash album. Love this stuff. This is great. Great record here. Every song is good on it. I remember when I first got this, and Andy, Cloudy Milder, was telling me, put that on, so it was like the first thing I listened to, and I haven't stopped listening to it. It's just so great. Every song is good. Dave Mustaine produced it. Really good album here. Killer stuff. Okay, at number 24, the debut full-length album from Soundgarden, Ultra Mega OK. I love this album. It's so raw, and it's, you know, the heavier side of grunge. That song, what is it? Beyond the Wheel. Man, Beyond the Wheel is so just grunge heavy. Killer album. I love this album. And it's a double album and it has an EP with it. Great stuff here. Ultra Mega OK. The beginnings of a great band. Okay, number 23. Love this album. OU812 from Van Halen. I've been listening to this a lot lately, prepping up for a video I'm doing with some friends of mine, and I always loved this record even when it first came out. Finish What You Started. I think it's so underrated. I love that song. You know, When It's Love is good. Cabo Wabo. Every song on this I like a lot. It's really good. AFU. All fired up. Great album. Van Halen. Every one of their albums is good. Love them. Okay, number 22. Probably my favorite female singer of all time. This is Social Intercourse from Smash Gladys. Love this. It's just a bluesy hard rock record. Some kind of sleazy lyrics, so it's like sleaze metal. Great stuff here. Sally Cato, lead singer. Amazing. I love this album. You know, Dive in the Dark, Eye of the Storm, Sermonette, Cast of Nasties. Every song is good on this. Amazing record. Number 21. Ozzy Osbourne, No Rest for the Wicked. This is the last album that I totally love by Ozzy. After this, he kind of fell off for me a bit. I mean, I like No More Tears, but not nearly as much as this album and the ones before it. And this album is so good. First one was Zakk Wylde, and it's amazing. You know, Miracle Man, Crazy Babies, Fire in the Sky is so good. Demon Alcohol. Every song is good. Devil's Daughter. Great album by Ozzy. No Rest for the Wicked. Okay, up to my top 20. And at number 20 is my favorite album by this artist, and I love this record. So if you can't lick 'em, lick 'em. Ted Nugent. My favorite Nugent record. Love this. I've loved it ever since it came out. My favorite song of Ted Nugent is Can't Live With Him, the first song on this. Just that riff on that is just, oh, I love it. But every song on this is good. I love this album. My favorite Nugent record. Love this. Number 19. It's kind of two EPs mixed into one in a way. This is GNR Lies. Amazing stuff here. Of course, it's got the acoustic side and then Live Like a Suicide, which is the 4 live songs on one side. You're Crazy on this is just amazing. Everyone knows that. Used to Love Her. Patience. 1 in a Million. One in a Million has maybe my favorite guitar solo ever by Slash. That guitar, that acoustic solo in that, just blows my mind every time I hear it. Of course, that probably wouldn't be able to be released today either because of the lyrics, but I love this. Great stuff. Number 18, the mighty, as my friend Christian says, the mighty Rat, Reach for the Sky. Another great record from Rat. Love this one. I Want a Woman, Way Cool Jr. were the big hits off it. But, you know, no surprise. What's It Gonna Be? This is a very solid record. I love this album. Reach for the Sky. Number 18. And number 17. Another killer record. This is All Systems Go from Vinnie Vincent Invasion. And this is where they brought Mark Slaughter in. So it has Mark Slaughter on the vocals. Dana Strum. So those two guys there formed Slaughter after this album. And this has some amazing songs. Ashes to Ashes. That Time of Year. I love that song. Love Kills was a pretty big hit for them, actually. It was for Nightmare on Elm Street 3 or 4. I can't remember which one. And that's a really good song. There's one song on here. It's just all good. I love this. Let Freedom Rock. Oh, man. Vinnie Vincent's such an amazing guitarist. This one's toned down a bit from the first record. The first one was just like a massive guitar solo all the way through. This one's more song-oriented, but it's still great. Amazing, amazing record. Okay, number 16. This album is so good. LA Guns debut. Love this album. It's just, man, sleaze metal greatness. Sex Action, such a good song. One Way Ticket, Bitches Back, Electric Gypsy. Every song I love on this. Shoot for Thrills. Amazing debut. Great, great record. Number 15, another debut, and I love this album. This band gets a little bad rap because of their look, but it's one of my favorites. Debut from Britney Fox. Love this album too. This album, just every song is so catchy, so killer. I mean, Girls' School and Long Way to Love were the singles, and what was the other one? Save the Week, the ballad. And this album is just so solid all the way through, though. Goodbye to Jane. That's a really good cover. Fun in Texas. Rock Revolution. Kick and Fight. Amazing, amazing debut. Britney Fox. Kind of new, and I got a bit of wear on the back there. At number 14. Can't believe this is so low. Second Sighting from Fraley's Comet. Love this album too. I'm a huge Fraley fan. He's my favorite guitarist. I love Ace Frehley. This album is really good. Insane is really good. He only sings about half the songs on here, but the ones Todd Howard sings are great. Stuff like, you know, Fallen Angel. It's Over Now. Should have been a huge single. Really good. Really good album. Loser in a Fight. Acorn is Spinning is really interesting. The first song, Insane, I love that. Just love Ace Frehley. Number 13, another amazing debut. This is Danzig. First Danzig record. When I first heard this, it was totally different than anything I'd ever heard. Of course, Glenn Danzig, I call him the heavy metal Elvis. I've said that since back then. He has that vocal style. But, you know, Twist of Cain, Mother, every song's good on this. And when I was, before I started, you know, I was just getting into drums, so I'd always kind of practice in my room on different things that I had laying around to this album, because the drumming, Chuck Biscuits is so good on it. Great, great record. Love this album. Number 12, another debut. And this album, I love, man, Bullet Boys debut. I love this record. Saw them live on their tour for the third record in a little club here in Idaho. Really cool. They're cool guys. And this album just kicks ass, starting with Hard as a Rock, all the way through to F Sharp 9. Just amazing. Of course, it's got Smooth Up In Ya, Shoot the Preacher Down's amazing. For the Love of Money, that cover's really good. For the OJ song, really good stuff. Badlands, Kissin' Kitty, Hell on My Heels. I love this record. And it's not even my favorite by then, but it's an amazing album. Number 11. And this album I know would be some people's number 1. It's my number 11. And when I saw that Judas Priest concert, it was supposed to be Judas Priest and Cinderella. So I traveled 150 miles to see it. That's where we usually had to go to Salt Lake City to see concerts. And we got there, and Cinderella, they said Cinderella had pulled out or something happened, so they couldn't play. And I was like, oh man, because I love Cinderella, and I was going mainly to see Cinderella, even though well, Priest too, of course. But this is who replaced them. This is South of Heaven from Slayer. And I was into Slayer a little bit at that time. Seeing them live make me love them. They were so good live, and it blew me away. I was disappointed until I saw them live, and then they kicked my ass. And this is my favorite Slayer album. I love this record. I mean, every song's good on it, especially just that first song, South of Heaven. I just love that. But, you know, Mandatory Suicide, Dissonant Aggressor, the Priest cover, another great cover. This is a good record here. Love this. So my top 10, this is my top 10 of 88. And at number 10, one of my favorite bands from my hometown of Portland, Oregon, Black and Blue with In Heat. Love this record. I've loved it since it came out, and every song on it, starting with Rock On, is just amazing. Got great Guns of Fire. The single was Live It Up, great song. You know, Sight for Sore Eyes, Heat It Up, Burn It Out. Gene Simmons co-wrote Suspicious, that's a great one, and he produced it. And this is just an amazing, amazing, amazing record. I love it. Black and Blue, number 10. And number 9, a great Canadian heavy metal, just power metal band, Swords, Sweet Dreams. I love this record. I still have my cassette of it from when it was released. Amazing record. I love this all the way through. This, I think, is their best record. And the trouble is, they got some play on MTV when it was out. Prepare to Die is great. Life on the Sharp Edge. Love this band. Love this album. Swords, Sweet Dreams, number 9. And number 8, the epitome of sleaze metal. And I love this band. They're from Florida, and I love them. I bought this cassette when it came out. It was a blind buy, and it's one of my favorite albums of all time. No Easy Way Out from Roxanne. And this is an amazing, amazing record with great guitar playing, and just, you know, it's almost like progressive at times. So they have all kinds of time changes into their sleaze metal. It's just so good. I love this album. Every song I love, you know, starting with Scratch My Back, which was a single, the No Easy Way Out, Race with the Devil, Red Rose is a great song, Live Fast, Die Young, you know, Ball and Chain. Oh man, I love this. Fastest Gun in Town, 9 Lives, amazing record. Love it. Roxanne. Number 7, this could have been number 1. Operation Mindcrime from Queensryche. One of the very best concept albums of all time. I saw them on tour. They opened up for Metallica on this tour, and they were great. Played this whole album along with the song Queen of the Reich. That was their whole concert, and it was amazing. Great album. Of course, Jeff Tate, great singer, and every song on it is great on this. It just flows together so great. Everyone knows this record. It's amazing. Number 6, one of my favorite albums of all time, obviously, if it's this high on this year. Cool from the Wire from Dirty Looks. Man, I love this album. It's kind of like an AC/DC sound, but a little heavier, a little grittier, just catchy hooks all over the place. Love it. The title song, It's Not the Way You Rock, is so good. I heard that on the radio when this came out before I'd ever heard them, and I just fell in love with it. You know, Can't Take My Eyes Off You, Oh Ruby, Tokyo, every song. No Brains Child, wow, Get Off. Every song is great. Great, underrated band. Love this album. Dirty Looks, Cool from the Wire. So up to my top 5, and man, this is hard. Every one of these top 5 could be number 1. Every one of them. And Justice for All from Metallica. So my number 5 and number 7 were on tour together for this. That's pretty cool. And of course, everyone knows this record. Blackened is just an all-time great, of course, and one. And Eye of the Beholder, just every song, of course, is amazing. Harvester of Sorrow, you know, To Live Is to Die, I love that. Dyer's Eve, amazing. Metallica, amazing. Number 5. And number 4, So Far, So Good, So What from Megadeth. One of my favorite albums of all time. A lot of people think this is one of the weaker albums. I don't. I love this album. starting with Into the Lungs of Hell, that great instrumental going into Set the World Afire. I guess the only weak point would be their Anarchy in the UK. It's good, but it's not, you know, it's a good cover, but that's the weakest point on the record because they have In My Darkest Hour on here, and 502, Liar, Hook in Mouth is just amazing. Mary Jane is so original for them. One of my favorite records ever. Love it. Love Megadeth. Love that record. Number 4. Nope. Up to number 3. Frolic Through the Park from Death Angel. What can I say about Death Angel? They're so unique. Thrash band that mixes in a little funk. Just amazing. Almost progressive at times. And Bored is what got me into Death Angel. And just starting off with the Elevator and Third Floor. Kicks My Ass. Road Mutants. Why You Do This. Confused. Guilty of Innocence. Open Up. Shores of Sin. Amazing song. Mind Rape, and our cover of Cold Gin, the Kiss song. This is a great, great album. They were, you know, in their late teens by this point, maybe a couple in their 20s. Amazing. Great, great album. Great band. One of my favorite bands of all time. So that leaves my top 2, and this was a tough choice. And for number 2, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son from Iron Maiden. It's just amazing. Starting with Moonchild, Infinite Dreams, Can I Play With Madness, The Evil That Men Do. What a great first side, and what a great record. You know, the title song, The Clairvoyant, Prophecy, Only the Good Die Young. Not a weak track on it. Amazing. One of the very best Iron Maiden records, and one of the best covers of all time. That's just so cool. Wish they made this into a gatefold. They might have done a gatefold repress, I don't know. But this is an original. Amazing, amazing record. And that just leaves my number 1. And this is number 1 because when this came out, me and my friends couldn't stop listening to it. And it was just so unique for its time. Starting off, you know, they have so many things they sing about. And starting off with a cello for a thrash band, thrash album. State of Euphoria from Anthrax. I just love this record. Starting with Be All End All, that evil cello I just love. And then Out of Sight, Out of Mind, Make Me Laugh. Of course, just an amazing song there. Antisocial, the cover song, that's probably my least favorite, but it's a great one. Who Cares Wins. But my favorite song is Now It's Dark. It's always been about the movie Blue Velvet. Just an amazing song. Blows me away every time I hear it. And they played that live when I saw them with John Bush, and it was really cool. And Be All End All, which was killer. And, you know, Schism. Misery Loves Company, of course, about the book Misery. Finale. This has the bonus side, too, with Parasite, stuff like that. But love this album. I've loved it since it came out. And I was obsessed with this record when it was released. I couldn't stop listening to it. Still listen to it to this day a lot. So there we go. Number 1, Anthrax, State of Euphoria. Number 2, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son from Iron Maiden. Number 3, Frolic Through the Park from Death Angel. Number 4, So Far So Good So What, Megadeth. Number 5, And Justice for All, Metallica. Number 6, Cool from the Wire, Dirty Looks. Number 7, Operation Mindcrime, Queensryche. Number 8, Things You've Never Done Before, Roxanne. Number 9, Sweet Dreams from Sword. Number 10, In Heat from Black and Blue. Number 11, South of Heaven from Slayer. Number 12, Bullet Boy's debut. Number 13, Danzig's debut. Number 14, Second Sighting from Fraley's Comet. Number 15, the debut from Brittany Fox. Number 15, debut from LA Guns. Number 16, All Systems Go, Vinnie Vincent Invasion. Number 18, Reach for the Sky from Rat. Got out of order there. Number 19, Guns N' Roses Lies. Number 20, If You Can't Lick 'Em, Ted Nugent. Number 21, No Rest for the Wicked from Ozzy Osbourne. 22, Social Intercourse, Smash Gladys. 23, OU812 from Van Halen. 24, Ultra Mega OK, Soundgarden. 25, Refuge Denied, Sanctuary. 26, Long Cold Winter from Cinderella. 27, Blow My Fuse from Kix. 28, Kill to Survive, Malaya Rage. 29, Circus of Powers debut. 30, Demals. 31, Act of God from Snow White. 32, Life Plus One from Fraley's Comet. 33, New Jersey from Bon Jovi. 34, Skyscraper from David Lee Roth. 35, Beast from the East from Dokken. 36, Fop from Soundgarden. 37, QR from Quiet Riot. 38, Kings of Metal from Manowar. 39, Animal House from Udo. UDO. Where am I at here? Number 40, Open Up and Say Ah from Poison. 41, Kingdom Come. 42, Lita. 43, Take the World by Storm from Slave Raider. 44, Savage Amusement from Scorpions. 45, Ram It Down, Judas Priest. 46, Lillian Axe's debut. 47, God, Guns, and Guts, Agony Column. 48, Downtown Dreamers, Mossy. 49, Lap of Luxury, Cheap Trick. Number 50, Them from King Diamond. 51, Nothing Shocking, Jane's Addiction. 52, Take It or Leave It from Vengeance. 55, I'm off order again. 55, I got Traveling Wilburys, Volume 1. 56, oh, that's why. Okay. 51 was Winger. And 52 was Feel the Shake from Jet Boy. 53 was Nothing Shocking. 54 was Take It or Leave It. 55 was Volume 1. And then 56, Bullet La Volta. 57, House of Lords. 58, Shock Paris with Concrete Killers. 59, If at First You Don't Succeed from Hades. And number 60, Roxanne. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. I know that was a long one, and I'll be up to 1989 next, and I have no doubt that's going to be equally hard, if not harder, than 88, and it's going to be a great year. I love 89, so everybody, have a great one, and keep rocking.